Let's go over comments and how you can moderate those comments. As you may have noticed, many spaces will have the commenting option and you can turn it on or off. So for example, this is for a single page or post, and there's an option here for comments. So if I didn't want comments on this, I can simply toggle it off. You'll also see comments available inside of courses. So when your students are in lessons, they'll be able to ask questions there in the comment system and reply to each other. So it's up to you whether you want comments on or off. If you have created a discussion feed, you can see in here we have comments on by default, and there isn't an option to turn it off because these are discussions and it's hard to have a one-way discussion. Inside of the SureDash settings, there are some options for comments right here, and there is a very important link to moderating comments. So the first is if you want to make it so users can add an animated GIF, you simply need to get a free API key from Jiffy. And so the way it works is your members will be able to search for an animated GIF, choose it, and it gets inserted into the comment system. But this is also good for posts. So you might want to do that. But here is what's most important. It says to manage comments and other moderation settings, please visit the WordPress discussion settings. So WordPress natively has settings for discussions to help moderate comments in bulk. Now, to see those settings, all you have to do is click on this link right here, and it's going to take you to it on your website. But essentially, it's underneath settings, and the option is discussions, and you'll see a bunch of settings here. There's a bunch, but I just want to go to the most important ones, and it's right here. Before a comment appears, if this box is checked, comments need to be manually approved. That may or may not work for your portal. It's up to you, though. And then here's another option. It says comment author must have a previous approved comment. So if you want to set this limitation in place, check this box. And I believe WordPress out of the box will have this checked. It's entirely up to you. So I'll go ahead and uncheck this. Now here is where you can put in phrases for comment moderation and comment auto deleting. And so right here, you could enter in a phrase, one per line. Now you can enter more things. You can enter words, names, URLs, email addresses, IP addresses, browser, user agent strings. You probably don't need all of that. However, you have it all here for you. So if I wanted to make it so if anyone entered the word Bitcoin in a comment that it would be held for moderation, I simply need to type Bitcoin. And if I want to add additional phrases, I would hit the enter key, and it's one per line. Now, this section here is different. This will automatically delete the comment. It actually puts it in a trash can, and so it's not permanently deleted, so you can kind of keep an eye on that. Regardless, you want to be cautious with both of these options. SureDash uses the native avatar feature that's built into WordPress. So if the member has a Gravatar set up, it's automatically going to pull in their avatar. They can also add one themselves, or there's a default one you can choose right here. So I did add the word Bitcoin here. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save Changes, and we're going to actually test this. So I already have a second user right here. I'm going to use a helpful free plugin called User Switcher, and this allows me to, with one click, log in as a user. So this is optional. I'm just using it for this video. I'm going to click on Add a Plugin, and I'm going to type it here. The actual name of the plugin is User Switching. So I'll install and activate it. And what's nice about this is all it does is add a link. If I'm looking at my list of users and I hover over one, there's this new option that says Switch to, and it conveniently logs me in as that user. So I'll do that now. And what's nice, you can see here on the bottom left corner, if I want to switch back to my account, I can simply click on this link and it kind of makes it appear over the person's avatar, which is fine. This is just helpful when you have a site where people log into to test things. So let's go ahead. I'll click on introduce yourself. Here is my discussion that's already there, and I can click right here as this other user named John and leave a comment. So I've written the comment, and I'm going to click this icon right here, and it's going to instantly add the comment. There's nothing to moderate here. So now let's test that moderation feature. If I type a comment that has the word Bitcoin in it, it's not going to publish it. So let me type that out. So here's what I wrote. Contact Mary Jane for help with Bitcoin investing to the moon. I'm going to click on the publish button, and you notice something different. It now says your comment is awaiting moderation. And that's because we have that moderation filter. If it says the word Bitcoin, it's not going to publish the comment. So now let's take a look at what this looks like as the site owner. So I'm going to click this link here on the bottom left that says switch back to Adam. That is the admin, and that's why you see now the admin bar is back. I'm going to go and hover here and go back to edit the space. Now you're going to see a couple things that will let you know that there's something held for moderation. And if you look over here where it says comments, you have the number 1 in a red bubble. That lets you know that something is waiting for moderation based upon your words. And also right here, this is that post. You can see there's 1 comment here for that post, not 2. So if I click here where it says comments, here it is. I have all of the details, the user, their IP address, and I've got the message right here. I can approve it if I want, or I can trash it if I want. It's entirely up to me at this point what I want to do. But if you want to get rid of that red bubble here, you have to do something. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the trash can. And here you can see the comment that I had already left. So once again, you visit settings and then discussion, and you'll want to familiarize yourself with these various settings right here. Just be careful with the auto moderation here that would put it as pending, and this is the auto trashing. But you could, depending on how things are going in the community you're setting up, really get a lot of good usage out of this.